Thank you.
I'm deeply sorry to hear about Nicholas' passing.
Yes, he spoke highly of Dexter. As I mentioned on the phone, the association wants to honor Dexter with our profession's highest award and preserve it in the National Museum. And as you know, there has been a lot of disregard on Dexter. And you're the only one alive who's closely associated with Dexter, and so your contribution would be much appreciated.
That's true, but it's not a way.
Well, as you might know, I'm a reputed journalist, and also the data you provide will not be available to public usage. And I promise you that.
Well, those events happened long ago, and my memories of the association from that time aren't the fondest. I'll have to respectfully decline.
The old leadership is gone, sir. They've all passed away. The current association respects Dexter and his talent. Nicholas often said Dexter's act was the greatest in magic, and we wanted to honor him for a long time, especially after his rather horrific passing.
All right, what would you like to know?
If it's okay, I'll just record so that I won't miss a word. What is your regard on Dexter?
He was a good man who treated everyone fairly and with respect. Most performers seek fame and fortune, but not Dexter.
Where did you two meet?
We worked together at the machine shop. I was just near a station when I met him.
When did you realize that he had this ability?
It was one day at the factory in the break room that I first noticed he had something special.
I'll bet 10.
I'll raise by 5. That's all I have. Here you go.
You lost? You know what? Your money just tastes better.
Man, that was for the groceries.
That's your problem.
Gambling just causes trouble.
Not if you play it right.
Hey Dexter, lend me some money. I promise I will pay it back.
Sorry, Jarvis, but I just don't gamble. But you sure won't want a game against me.
Huh. You should know with whom you're playing.
Shuffle the deck. Draw a card and I can guess what that card is.
You can guess the card. You know what? I'm gonna bet the entire money back if you guess this card.
Polly, promise me that you won't gamble again. Polly!
Okay, I won't gamble.
What? How did you know?
Later, when I talked to Dexter, he said he would start doing his mentalism act on stage and was looking for a trusted assistant.
And this is when he started working at the theater, and this is the only place he would ever perform.
For the most part, yes.
For coming tonight for final art. I'd like to try something interesting. People often ask me if Dexter is a stage name, and I always say that it's a name that he changed from, not true. Now I'm holding a lightweight ball, and I'm gonna toss it to the audience. Please catch it. Got it? Now please pass it to someone at the back of you. Great. Now pass it to someone in the other side of the section. Okay, people who got the ball, please stand up. And Caleb will be giving each of you a marker and a blank pad. Make sure there are no hidden cameras or mirrors hidden in them, okay? And now write a number from 1 to 100. What's your name? Cindy. Have you ever met before? Never. Okay, let me guess it. 83. Yeah, that's right. Next to you, ma'am. What's your name?
Mary.
Have you ever met before?
No.
Okay, let me guess the number. It's 41.
Yeah, it's right.
Now you, sir, what's your name?
Lawrence.
Have you ever been before?
No.
Okay, let me guess it. It's 17.
Yes, it's right.
Thank you. Let's do another experiment now. Write down any word that comes to your mind. Okay, done? Okay, now, let me guess your word. It's flowers, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you.
Yeah, I wish to open a flower shop actually.
You should try that again, maybe. Now you, ma'am. Let me guess your word. It's keys, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Please look for it again. Now you, sir. Did you write your word?
Yes.
I'll think of it. Your word isn't actually a word, isn't it? It's actually a combination of alphabets. You wrote XOXO.
Yes, I just wrote it to test you.
You can't see the mind reader, Lawrence. You have been a terrific audience. My name is Dexter and I don't really do magic. I just read minds. Good night.
You've seen the show 6 times and met him, yet none of you can explain how he does it.
It's just a boring routine at the 2B theater.
That routine fills the theater every time, and it's not because of the other acts. I know it's a bit far fetched, but what if Dexter could really read minds?
You believe he can?
Yes, and I need to tell you something.
Go on. We're listening.
A few months ago, my neighbor raved about Dexter's show and asked how he did. I said it was just a trick. That piqued my curiosity, so I went to see it alone. I sat discreetly off to the side, and when Dexter performed, the first thoughts of the boss came straight to me.
So he did the trick with you?
Yes.
Everyone got their words? Now you, sir. Have you ever met before?
No,
And your name is?
Nicholas.
Are you thinking of a word that you have written down?
Yes.
Your word is wonders, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
You should take contact with your father, Nicholas. He'll be waiting for your call.
And then he moved on to the next person.
So what's the big deal?
How did he know these things?
Maybe your neighbor told him.
No, my neighbor had no idea I was going to the show. I didn't mention it to anyone, even here at the office. I went alone.
Sorry, Nicholas, I still don't buy it.
This happened to me, not a plant. He knew the number and the word I wrote down. But to know about my father, I haven't spoken to him in 10 years. But guess what? When I wrote the word wonder, I was thinking of my father.
I don't know.
But it's still a trick.
Well, if it's a trick, it's a bloody good trick. It's flawless. I don't know how he does it, but I believe he can read minds. And I'm looking at two of the greatest historians of magic who likely know every single trick except this one. Dexter, I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Judah Schuyler. He'd like to speak with you.
Hi Dexter, it's so nice to meet you.
Hi, Mr. Skylar.
I'll get right to the point. I'm eager to help and gain experience. I was a college state manager and can work part time for free. I'm a quick learner who can build, paint, clean, and assist as needed. I love to contribute.
You seem ambitious. Do you have any interest in performing?
Not a performer. I'm more interested in working backstage. I am fascinated by show business, especially live theaters like this.
Our actors said, but you could help oversee the rest of the show and manage some details for us.
Great! I'm happy to help you in any way. And I don't need any payment.
If you're sure, let's try it out. Come back this time tomorrow and we'll see what task we can find for you.
Thank you so much. I'll be here tomorrow.
The mind reader said to try once more. It's been 3 times, but still.
How is he doing it?
I don't care.
Oh, yes, you do. Just admit it.
Let's have a conversation with Dexter to discuss the association membership and highlight its benefits.
I doubt Dexter would want to join the association.
I don't think Dexter realizes how much we could help him. Maxwell, you are in charge of setting up a meeting with Dexter.
Okay, I'll see what I can set up.
I'm pleased to introduce Mr. Robert, Mr. Maxwell, and Mr. Nicholas from the association.
Pleasure, gentlemen.
I'll let you all visit. Excuse me.
Dexter, your act is causing quite a stir. I know many mentalism acts, but yours is baffling to us.
I'll take it as a great compliment.
Dexter, have you thought about adding variety to the act?
Why should we? It's going well.
Aren't you worried that the audience might tire of it?
New audience members come each time, and fooling them night after night is the test of a good effect.
Dexter, where did you learn your craft?
It's an original, sir.
We respect that. I've left info on our association. Please review it and consider joining.
I surely will.
Maxwell, let's invite them to this month's event, a gathering to honor senior magicians. Please join us, Dexter and Caleb.
It's not our way, but I think this time we'll make an exception. We'd be happy to attend.
Great! My secretary will send the details and you will be honored guests.
That's very kind of you. Nicholas, have you contacted your father yet?
No, not yet.
Don't be afraid, Nicholas.
I wonder what the response would be. Dear Miss Cindy Fisher, your request for a business loan has been approved? The mind reader was right.
What a relief. Was it here all this time? The mind reader was right.
They were jealous. They couldn't figure out how he was pulling off an act that everyone loved. The association worried he overshadowed them, especially if he didn't join them.
That's a fine act you have, Mr. Dexter.
Very kind of you.
I've been 3 times now.
I hope you have been entertained.
Very much so. Between you and me, would you share the trick? I'll be willing to pay, say, $5,000 for the secret.
Well, someone we spoke to earlier offered 10.
Maybe I better go 15?
15 what?
Just a little joke. I was telling Dexter how much I enjoyed his act.
Oh yes, Dexter. Everyone's been talking about it all night. Why not perform something for us here? You have a captive audience.
That's very kind, gentlemen, but this is neither the time nor the place.
What's the matter, Dexter? Haven't had time to set up the plans?
Plants? You mean Dexter's show uses plants?
Of course it does. How else do you explain how he does it? Dexter, the public may have fallen for your tricks, but I haven't. I know you use plans, so just admit it, and we will keep it a secret. Robert won't say anything.
We don't use plans.
Well, if that's the case, let's see you pull off your trick right here, right now.
I thought we were supposed to be a guest tonight.
May I have attention, please? I'm asking Dexter to perform his act, but it seems he can't because he hasn't set up his plans.
Don't you think you're out of line?
No, I'm just giving you a chance to prove you don't need your plans.
Fine. If you would please give me 2 writing pads.
So your assistant got your pads and your captive audience is ready. Who would you like to perform with?
How about you?
I knew you would say that.
Now write a word that comes to your mind. I'll also write a word and I say they'll match.
Written.
Are you thinking of your word? Show it to us, Maxwell.
It's strawberry.
That wasn't the word you were thinking of.
Yes, it was. Strawberry.
No, that was not the word you were thinking of.
Yes, it was. It was strawberry. I eat them all the time.
You're not telling the truth.
Are you calling me a liar? How about this? You're a fake.
How can I do the effect if you don't play by the rules?
The great Dexter can't do his act without his plans.
Tell the truth. That wasn't the word you were thinking of.
My word was strawberry.
I can't do the effect if you don't play by the rules.
And you can't read minds.
Have a good night, gentlemen.
That's it. Run away. You're right, by the way. The word I was thinking of wasn't strawberry. It was fraud.
I didn't think the object of this meeting was to chase them off.
The object of this meeting was to learn how the effect was done, which we just discovered.
But he said you were thinking of a different word than what you wrote down.
So what?
He was right. You wrote down a different word than what you were thinking, and this proves nothing.
It proves that he's a fake and uses plans.
A fraud? Look at what he wrote.
Okay, I blew it and I'm sorry. But you know what? Everyone kept asking if Dexter had supernatural powers. I said he's talented, but they kept pressing me.
This led to a challenge?
I was tired of hearing about it. Nobody can read minds. He's doing something. And if this goes on, it'll make the association irrelevant.
I agree, he's a problem. But we need to be smart about solving it. We need to figure out how he's doing this act or find a way to stop him, preferably both.
Hey, we are trying a new lighting setup. Will you go tell Dexter?
I'll get him. Dexter, we're ready.
On my way. Judas, I left my ball backstage. Would you mind grabbing it for me? It's on my work table.
Operator? Operator? I'd like to make a long distance call, please. Yes, to England. I'll wait. Dad, it's me, Nicholas. Yes, I'm good. How are you, Dad? It's been a long time since I heard your voice, too.
So you found this in the wastebasket?
Yes, as I was emptying it, and I just happened to notice it.
This is how he begins his act?
Yes, that's why I kept it.
Pick a number from 1 to 100. What are all these mathematical equations?
I don't know. I couldn't make anything of it. I'm backstage the whole performance and don't say anything unusual. And they also don't speak to anybody before the show.
Okay, this will help. Thanks anyway.
I think your act is the finest I've ever seen. After watching it a dozen times, I believe you have a special gift. And that's my conclusion.
That's very kind of you.
The association sees you as a threat, Dexter, believing that your act disrupts magic and opposes claims of supernatural powers.
But Dexter never made such claims.
Yes, but you're not denying them either, and that's the problem. That's what this meeting is about. And I'm sorry to say that unless you publicly announce that the act is supernatural, the association will do everything to stop you from performing.
I plan to attend.
Dexter, this is serious. People think you can read minds, and the association won't let it go unless you publicly say it's not a supernatural, not a miracle, but just a trick. They want to take away the mystery that sells it. I know that, but they aren't going to let this go.
Thank you for coming, Nicholas.
Just don't underestimate them, Dexter.
Attention, please. This meeting will commence with the secretary please noting the minutes. Dexter, I assume you know why we asked you here.
Of course he does. He's a mind reader.
Our job as the governing board is to maintain the integrity of magic. It's a craft, not supernatural. Magicians spend hours perfecting their performance and building illusions. There's no place for supernatural powers in our art.
I never said what I do is by any supernatural power.
Your audience believes in the supernatural, and you haven't denied it. You are not a member, but we insist you to publicly confirm your act is based on skill, not supernatural power. You don't want them believing a lie, do you?
Mr. Robert, I've seen many performers, and none ever tell the audience that the act was just a trick. People are going to believe what they want, and I see no need to say anything.
Dexter, do you recognize these notes?
Yes, I do.
It says here pick a number from 1 to 100. I believe that's how you start your performance. Followed by this, there's a list of mathematical equations. We believe this shows your act is a math trick, not supernatural. We want you to publicly confirm this.
Or we'll publish these notes proving it's just a trick, likely hurting ticket sales. Robert, what are you doing? You can't do this. It's unethical. You can't publish that.
This was private property found in the trash. Denounce the supernatural and you won't publish. You have 3 days to decide. Meeting adjourned. Please note the minutes.
That paper is meaningless.
Of course you're gonna say that.
I planted it for Judas to find, and you know him.
We don't know that man.
For those who are in the know, Judas was sent by the association, saying he just wanted experience. But really, the association sent him to figure out our act.
We have the right to defend the integrity of our craft.
People want to believe, not think it's just a trick.
Dexter, will you publicly denounce your act as supernatural? Yes or no?
This has nothing to do with me making a public statement.
We shall publish these notes.
Why did you get to the truth, sir? This isn't about protecting the craft or highlighting the performer's skill. It's about our obsession with figuring out how it's done. If you publish this, I'll just tell my audiences I let your plot, Judas, find it to fool you. So go ahead, publish it. It will need more interest in my show, boost ticket sales, entertain more people, and more people believing it. Now the meeting is adjourned. Please know the minutes.
Dexter!
And they killed him, that poor innocent man, all because they couldn't figure out how he did its effect. I still miss him and his acts.
I know this is hard for you, Caleb, but I appreciate what you've done here today.
I'd like to give you one of these writing pads for a museum. Dexter never performed without it. It was the part of his routine.
Yes, Nicholas told me. You still have one of those?
I have several dozen inside, and I have kept them all these years as a keepsake. Examine it, there are no trapdoors.
Thank you for sharing your story, Caleb. It means a lot to the association. Dexter's act is unmatched in history, and we plan to honor it in the museum.
Take care.
May I just ask one more question?
Would that question be, how did Dexter do his effect? I'm no mind reader, but even I can figure this out.
Caleb, you're the only person alive who can reveal how this was done. I'm not asking you to be specific, but is there anything you can say about it?
Okay, I'll answer your question with a multiple choice answer. 3 choices. One is for sure the truth. You decide which one. Fair enough? How did Dexter do it? Choice A, very, very well. Choice B, he really could read minds. Choice C, both of the above. Have a good day.
Wait, those are my choices?
Humble yourself and believe, gentlemen.